It's a big weekend for British boxers in world title fights, and part of world title fights. There is Del Boy on what looks like Mission Impossible, and in Denmark, Belfast, Brian Magee defends his WBA interim Super-Middleweight title, which is also on Box Nation, against Rudy Markussen. It's another hard gig for the Belfast Warrior, another good fighter and another overseas venue. I spoke to Brian a bit earlier, and I started by suggesting to him that he never, ever takes the easy route.
No, just well, if I could get it, I would take it, but I just don't seem to get it that way, Steve.
That's true. Some fighters seem to land with luck, and you don't. You seem to always have to travel and always be against it. But you've got good memories of Denmark, at least.
Well, this is it. That's one thing, I'm coming on a positive note, where it's a good memories and a great win to come build on.
How much do you know about Markussen?
To be honest with you, not too much. Like, I know he's a good record, plenty of stoppages behind him. Comes a record of being rough, strong, and aggressive fighter. And
when you fight in front of a Danish crowd, I mean, Mads Larsen, the guy you easily took apart a couple of years ago, I mean, he was really their sort of big hit, their big star. Yeah. Are they hostile or just good-natured, or a bit of both?
No, they're definitely hostile and all for their man, so they are at the start. But hopefully, I think, like most boxing fans, when the fight's over and done, if you've got a good performance yourself, they hold their hands up and cheer you and give you a clap, So that's hopefully what the case will be, But they'll definitely not be for cheering for me, I don't think, on the fight night. But hopefully they'll be cheering afterwards.
No, that's good. So let's assume you come through this one, Brian. And I think that, I think there's, you've been up against it quite a few times in the last few years. And let's assume you get through this one. What happens, Brian, with regards to your interim title? Where do you go in the next 6 months, or what's the plan?
Well, I'll be definitely looking to get my hands on the full version of the title. When I won the title was vacant at the time.
Okay.
There was no champion at it. I was hoping maybe I would get, obviously, the fight for the full title, but it never happened. But definitely now I'd be looking to get the chance for the fight for the full champion, because the mandatory time is already almost passed. So like it's my goal, it's my shout, my chance.
Yeah, sure, shout and your chance, and hopefully one day a big fight back in Belfast.
Oh, without a doubt, that would be the great way to go. But at the minute, they just have to travel to make all these things happen. But that's what we're working towards,
It's been a long time, really, Brian, isn't it? When you think about it, you turned pro quite late. You've been at the top as an amateur for a lot of years, lots of amateur fights. It's been a long old career, isn't it? I mean, you're 36, but you seem to have been around forever.
I know. I think I best think about how long I've been boxing for professional boxing, because I've screwed myself.
Yeah, but
definitely it's a long time. Well, I've been up through, covered many miles, and through loads of ups and downs. I think everything I'm doing boxing has kind of happened to me, and I've kind of travelled everywhere you could have travelled and seen most things.
I mean, when I look back at some of the fights, say from 10 years ago, and fights that I was at, and you just think that is so long ago, and those guys, where are they now? I know one thing though, Brian. You're a little bit like a wine. You seem to be getting better with age. I've got to tell you that.
Well, this is it. I know I always said, way back then, I always said it was a slow mature, but I think it was a slow,
Slow maturing.
Yeah, slow maturing. I always said back then, I haven't matured yet, but I think it's my mindset where I still think of myself as a prospect. I think that's the way a long future. Always think of yourself as a prospect, no matter what.
I suppose that's not dissimilar to the attitude that Bernard Hopkins has. Always considers himself at 47 after 60-odd fights as a hungry fighter. It's the same thing, isn't it?
This is it. The same thing, yeah. You're still hungry for sport. You're always doing any games. You really are always a prospect, because you're always learning. You're always something new. You always have to adjust somewhere.
Yeah, that's the truth. Brian, listen, look, good luck on Saturday night at Brøndby, just on the outskirts of Copenhagen. Keep the belt, and hopefully we'll speak to you soon.
Great, thank you so much. All the best.
Yeah, that's Brian Magee, and there's one or two people pointing out. Good that you mentioned the. Glad to see you getting a fellow Irishman on in Brian Magee, somewhat overlooked by media. Tough fighter, Gary Totten out in Northern Ireland. Good to speak to you, Terry and Ryan.